the hall, we're gonna talk. Thinking funny, take a walk. Open doors, you'll be surprised. Modern life unorganized. Laugh and learn, you'll be glad. In the hall, you understand. Funny stories, truth to share. You're laughing, but we care. Tune in now, come join the show.
Time for another episode of the Cultural Hall. It is an Articles of News episode. Happy Thanksgiving week 2025. It's me and the news wizard, Verlin. Verlin, I can't remember his middle name. Youd. It looks like it should be Youd, as in you'd rather, but it's Youd like loud. Welcome to Do News, sir.
Thank you very much. And about 150, 200 people learned my middle name yesterday. They did sustainings as part of Ward Conference. And I forgot to tell them, just as a thing, my whole life, I've always told them to use my middle initial, not my full name, but they used my full name. So
Well then.
the secret is out.
And did everyone go, gasp, I had no idea. I can't believe.
Yep, the Porter family got more recognition yesterday.
Well, good. They deserve it.
They do.
They deserve it. I want to ask you how are we doing? Are we all right? Is everything good? It's Thanksgiving week. Is everything?
It is Thanksgiving week. The house is not done. We've punted completely and won't be in it until after Christmas. We've rented an Airbnb here locally, so that our family coming in will have a nice place to stay with us, and it'll all work out.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep telling myself that over and over and over.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to say I told you so, because you were like,
You
it's
told
going to
me
be
so.
fine. But I did tell you so. And I don't know how it can be an entire industry of, definitely, actually probably not. Actually,
maybe
no,
not.
with
Yeah.
no repercussions.
Exactly. It delays his final payment, but that's about it.
But he still gets paid just as much.
He still gets paid just as much. I should have written into the contract a bonus for finishing early
Yes.
and a penalty for finishing late. That's
Yeah,
what I
but
should
you know
have
what they
done.
do? They don't sign those kind of contracts.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true. That's
is
true.
it a nice Airbnb?
I haven't seen it. It's in a nice neighborhood. It's in a nice spot. Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
good.
Well,
and
good.
not so far from the house we used to own here in the area. Yeah.
So maybe you shouldn't have moved at all. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not going to say that at all. That might create one of those problems you predicted would also happen.
Yeah.
So
You might have your own house to have to worry about after that if you say something like that.
exactly.
I'm just saying. No, you're not just saying.
No.
I haven't mentioned this, and I've meant to, so let me mention this now. A while back, in fact, before I went on vacation, so let's dial it back, 3-4 weeks ago, listener of the Cultural Hall came into town. Tyler is his name. And he said, hey, you know what? I'm coming in from Canada, and I would love to be able to get together with you. And because it's not a commitment thing with me necessarily, it's that I want to make sure that I'm available. And because I work for myself, there's lots of times where I go, it may not work, so I don't want to commit and then disappoint people. Came in from Canada. He and his lovely wife, we went out to breakfast, and they brought me like a small fortune in Canadian delicacies.
That's right. It was Canadian chocolate you talked about.
Yeah. It was like, it was just like different. Here's what I'll say. They spoiled me and did not need to do that. They brought like a scarf for my dog, Robert. They brought socks for my wife. Her
Wow.
favorite coffee mug presently is the Canadian coffee mug that they brought. Bag after bag, and they went through each of the chocolate items as we went to breakfast. Oh, this is what this is like. This is why this is different. Do you
How
know what
cool.
this is? Super cool.
That is so cool.
Way over the top for anyone that ever visits. But it does bring me to the point that if you happen to be coming through Salt Lake, you are not here typically, or you live here and for whatever reason you've just sort of been the standoffish kind, you can reach out if you'd ever like to come and say hey, or be a part of an episode or anything like that. It's contact@theculturalhall.com. We
Two
have the
comments
live-
about that. Two comments. One is that Richie's always up for free breakfast or free lunch.
Sure.
And number two, if you're lucky enough, as some of us have been, at the last minute, he'll cancel on you.
Yes.
And just take that as a compliment.
Yeah, it's not intentional. That's the thing that's so tricky about it. And he even said, hey, I'm here for 5 hours of a layover.
Oh, wow.
and it was a Saturday, which is typically a pretty busy day for me. I said, I don't know, but I'd like to make it work.
Tyler
just-
went all out. That's great.
Yeah. So I even
Cool.
picked them up from the airport.
Wow.
Yeah, but I did not take them back to the airport. I said, I'm not doing that. I don't have time for this.
They got the whole tree. I think the first time you and I had breakfast was on a Saturday morning.
Could have been.
I mean, it was. I remember Black Dog Diner. Is that the no Black
Bear Diner.
Black Bear
Yeah, I
Diner?
remember
Yeah.
that, but I don't. Anyway, so it's worth
Yeah.
reaching out if that's something that excites you. But being able to meet you is exciting for me.
Yeah,
Not only
and you were.
Verlin, but
I
the
interrupted
collective
you. You were going to talk about the next live event. I think.
Well, I mean, are we ready to talk about the next live event?
As ready as we'll ever be, probably.
So I don't have the. I can tease the two dates. It's going to
Okay.
be one of the two dates. I have not confirmed it. With the
gotcha.
location yet, so we can go roughly this by the end of this week, probably by the end of today. I'll have the exact date, and we can tease a bunch of it. So the kind folks over at Leatherby's, they have said, yeah, you know what? We would love to have you come by. There's a Leatherby's in Taylorsville. It's got a side banquet room. It holds the amount of people that we will invite to this episode. So we would love to announce the 5th or 6th of January, which is a Monday or a Tuesday night.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Monday, just
Yeah.
for the family home evening connection.
Yeah.
Since
Although
it's
we
not a
don't do
thing.
family home evening
Exactly.
anymore, which is why I'm sort of pushing towards maybe we go to. But
That's
5th.
why Monday's better. That's why Monday's
okay,
better. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. We are going to do up to 46 people can come to this.
Okay.
Because that's how many headphones we got.
Hosts included?
So there's 50 technically. So the hosts will take 4 of the headphones.
And are people able to come if they don't need headphones?
Well, sure, but I can't guarantee that your experience will be as great as if you have the headphones.
Oh, of course. But like we learned at Chuckarama, if you were sitting up close and personal to the hosts at the time, I think you heard everything.
Yeah.
If you sat towards the back, you heard more clattering dishes and more soda being poured. But,
I want to say let's shoot for the 46 and sell it out, and then we can go beyond that because I don't know, right?
Okay.
That's sort of my
Great.
mind about it.
Great.
Plus, that room, though you can be a little closer, it's gonna feel like when you're all sitting in the mother's lounge and it's 100 degrees outside and no one can find the air conditioner button. Like if we have more,
You're saying
than
it'll
about
be
50,
unforgettable.
Yeah.
That's all you're saying.
Yes. So it will be for people that want to come. It is going to be $20, and what that gets you is not only the live show, but it gets you one thing from the menu, whatever you like.
Ooh.
Now you can go. They have food at this particular Leatherby's, and I need to explain what a Leatherby's is to people that might be traveling from outside of Utah. Apparently, there were
And
some
we can
people that
link
were
to
like,
a
"What's
menu in the
Leatherby's?"
show notes, probably, right?
What's that?
We can link to a menu in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have, it's like your ham and cheese grilled cheese sandwiches and your fries and your burgers and your open face burgers and all that kind of stuff. Or your menu item can be, they have the Sundays, like if you ever remember the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the Ziggy Piggy, and it
Yeah.
comes out and there's just so much ice cream that you could never eat it in one sitting.
Oh, you watch me.
You can challenge accepted. You can get one of those. So that's what the cost is going to be. We'll figure out a way that people can pay for that and all that once we pick the particular date, but wanted to make that available because give your loved one the gift of the Cultural Hall for this holiday season. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, that's super exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to check out the menu here.
What I want to do and have not yet done is I want to design a Sunday and call it the Cultural Hall or call it the something so that we can
Ooh.
have a special of the night if people want to get that.
Do you think they would do that for us?
course
That
they
would be
would.
great.
Yeah, because what they'll do
Nice.
is they'll go, oh, that's the Francesco or whatever. We'll make that the Cultural Hall for the night, right? I don't know
true.
that they'll.
They could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
can just
sounds
call it
good.
that way.
Sounds great.
So plan on it. There will be guests, probably. I've talked to a couple people that may be willing to come out and do either like a special interview or maybe special performance, depending on if that applies to them. But it
Cool.
would be kind of a fun thing. So
That'd
the
be
5th
awesome.
or 6th of January, 2026.
Contact at the Culture Hall. Seats are limited. Get your orders in sooner rather than later.
Yeah. If you know that you can do either of those dates, then you can just reach out. And then once I figure out how I'm going to do the payment thing, I can just let you know. So
Sounds awesome.
cool. And that means you got to come too, Verlin.
I guess that means I've got to come. Do you hear that, Susan?
Yep. You hear that, Susan? You hear that? I know we aren't speaking to each other because of this house thing that you made me do, Susan. Teasing, of course.
Absolutely teasing. Absolutely teasing. Yes.
I
And
get you to the doghouse.
my nieces better get their names in too.
Okay. Yeah, they better come up
yeah.
and we can do a Smooch Mary Kill live. They can
Yes,
surprise
we
us
can.
with it.
Yeah, they can drop it right there. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Other than that, other things, doing a lot of interviews. I've got some that are kind of waiting in the wings as the book has not yet come
Good.
up. Going to be doing an interview about the 3 Nephites, which is exciting. That's coming up. It's
That's
not with-
awesome.
it's not with one of the 3 Nephites.
Oh,
I asked.
shoot.
That's harder than you
Darn.
think. Because I asked them and they were like, yes. And then when I turned around and then turned back, they were gone.
So I'm going to ask you, when I was a kid, it seemed like we had stories about the 3 Nephites showing up places all the time.
Mhm.
And I haven't heard one of those stories in at least 15 years.
Well, get ready. They're coming back.
Okay.
They're coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like the toothbrush. They left me a toothbrush, and then I turned around, and all there was a feather. Like, there's just the most absurd kind of things.
Yes. And I love it. I love those kind of things, honestly.
Yeah.
It just shows how powerful mythology is, even in a church that's, just 200 years old.
Yes. I will also say, and this is just a tease, an episode later this week, we are doing a temple ticker because we've decided we're going to start doing that just the last week of the month. We have jumped the shark.
Wait, you're going to live to a schedule? Is that what you're saying?
So that's such a loose schedule. We're going to do a temple ticker the last week of the month. That's it.
I'm
That's
proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
am proud.
Thank you. But we have jumped the shark as far as temples go. And
Uh-oh.
so I just want to tease that it is, and let me be very clear. I am a card carrying, got the, I wear all the things, but
Yep.
I just think when we start looking at traditions of our fathers and we look everywhere else, I think we need to start looking a little more inward because we have jumped the proverbial shark with some of our temple news. And that's all I want to say. about it.
Really?
We'll get,
oh my
gosh.
gosh.
It's
I need to understand this.
Well, I know. So you're going to have to listen to that episode
Because
for sure.
just for a piece of trivia here, I watched the original airing of the original episode of Happy Days that created the term jumping the shark.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Where he literally jumps a shark.
Fonzie jumps a pool with a shark on his motorcycle. Yep.
Yep.
Now, this
So-
was in the heyday of Evel Knievel, and Evel Knievel was jumping all kinds of things on motorcycles. So they
Now-
thought it was a brilliant idea to have Fonzie do it too.
Now, was it a motorcycle or was he water skiing and then there was a
th-
shark in the water?
You might be right.
I just remember being either way. It's just about
Either
the
way,
most absurd thing that you're ever. It's like
it
there's
was-
a shark. Okay.
Yeah, there was no real plot line. They had lived past any and all real creativity in the writer's room.
Yep. Ours is
Yep.
a missed opportunity. Why did we do the thing that we always do?
Oh, no.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, it'll be fun. We'll do that later this week with the Pharaoh, of course, whose mom constantly comments on the Spotify comments for each of the
Ah.
episodes. So if you don't know, you can
Okay.
comment on the particular episode if you listen in Spotify, and she will say things after every temple ticker. What a gorgeous episode!
Oh, that's so
tremendous information.
sweet. That's
Why we don't do
awesome.
more of these kind of episodes, I don't know. Almost without fail, whenever there's a temple ticker episode,
I
she will
love
comment
it.
like
Mother
that, so-
of the Pharaoh, you are awesome.
Yes, the queen, right?
Absolutely.
Isn't that the mother of the Pharaoh?
That's right. That's right.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to do actual articles of news.
Looking for a gift that's meaningful and unique? Discover the artistry of Latter Day 3D Studio, where we 3D print exquisitely detailed temple magnets, Christmas ornaments, temple ties, and more. Each item is meticulously crafted layer by layer to bring the spirit of the temple into your home. These creations make ideal gifts for baptisms, ordinations, or birthdays in primary, young women, or Relief Society. Visit LatterdayThreeDstudio.com and find the temple that inspires you. Latter Day 3D Studio, where faith meets craftsmanship.
Let me take just a moment to tell you all about bestdjinutah.com. That is the website where you can learn all about me. Oh, sure, you probably feel like you know me, but you know me in the cultural hall sense. I have a DJ company now, 6 of us strong. Great event hosts, MCs, and DJs that can be able to make whatever event you have coming up absolutely spectacular, and hope you will reach out to us. Now you're thinking, well, wait a minute, Richie, I don't live in Utah. Would you travel? Absolutely, I would travel. Would they travel? Absolutely, they would travel. Whatever your event is, doesn't have to be a wedding or a community event. We can do all sorts of things. I can teach you line dancing. I can dance with you. We can do partner dancing. We can do all kinds of things, but we can't do any of it if you don't hit me up. You can go to bestdjinutah.com. You can fill out the form to get more information or get a quote, and then I will get right back to you. Find out why I'm so busy and why sometimes we don't get episodes of the Cultural Hall. It's all because of bestdjinutah.com. Here in the second block of articles of news, we do actual articles of news. Hit it, Peter Breinholt.
You can't lose articles of news.
And away we go. Verlin has lovingly gathered and garnered and brought into the storehouse all of the news stories in the order that he would like to present them. And then I said, we're not doing it that way. And so we are going to do it a little bit different. We go to what he has lovingly called News of the Kingdom. Kingdom. These maybe will appease those that think we should do the most important stories first, is what I was sort of going for with this.
That's a good plan.
The big news, all the missionaries that are serving now, same age. Let's
18 years old, male or female.
Surprising to you?
Not surprising. I'm only surprised that it wasn't announced that way when President Monson announced the young men going to 18 years ago, because I never understood the difference anyway. In fact, the women, in my experience on my mission, were far more mature than the men were on my mission. So
yeah, it almost seemed like if you were waiting for maturity, you'd push it the other way and let the women go at 18 and the men go at 19, right?
Exactly. Yeah, but we were talking about it the other day, and Susan pointed out, I'm sure it was a vestige of, the early part of the church when women were encouraged to get married and start families, and men were not encouraged so much to do so.
Sure.
But I never understood why it wasn't changed. So 18 is wonderful that both are for 18. However, I believe that there are far more missionaries that are qualified and prepared to be successful on their missions at age 19 rather than age 18.
Sure.
But I'm glad, and I know the Lord qualifies who is willing to serve, and that He blesses those who are willing to serve. So I think it's fantastic. The interesting thing will be, will there be a big bubble of 18-year-olds jumping in to serve missions?
1,000%. We'll break 100,000 missionaries.
Yeah, last night we were at a dinner with friends in the neighborhood here, and one of their daughters just turned 18, and she said, "Yep, I just decided yesterday to turn my papers in."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there will be, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, right? There will be some sort of social pressure on those that are right now in high school. They're looking to graduate. Where are they going to go to school?
Shouldn't be, but that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And it will be trendy for a little bit. Oh, yeah. And what I'm hoping that we do is I'm hoping that we are able to hold space, a buzzword that I just want to punch myself in the face for just saying out loud, but be able to hold space for people.
At least you're not circling back to it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to circle back to our true, authentic selves.
Yes.
And I love that for you.
And that's very transparent of you to say that.
I love that for you, Verlin. But I'm hoping that we can be able to say, hey, 18 if you want it, or 19, and there's nothing wrong with 19, or 20. Because to your point, I do think, so for me, I served at 19 in a couple weeks change, right? That's when I went out. For me, it could have been 18, or it could have been 20, or it could have been 21. I wasn't going to know what it was going to be like or be prepared for it until I went. I was mature enough to go, hey, I've committed to this and here we go. But other than that, there wasn't enough time post high school for me to be like, yeah, I can really, truly understand this decision where I hadn't before. There was definitely some value. I went away to a year of college, and I think being able to have that as a stepping stone to go, oh, this is what it's like doing my own laundry, paying for my own things, kind of doing that.
Taking care of my own food, being responsible for my own choices and decisions, making my own bed. Yeah.
I think there's something to that, but I also think that there's something to like having the structure of like, you'll be up at this time, you're starting to get into some of these things, but you have a budget because this is how much money you have. Like there's something very beautiful about you're done with high school, here you go, let's go to the next one, and then be able to come back and do it. So to each their own. I just hope that we allow to each their own.
I agree. On my mission, I think I've mentioned this before. One of the elders I served with was 28 years old in one of the houses of one of the districts I was in, and he was fantastic. What a great example. Taught me how to look at missionary work a different way than I had been previously, and my mission was different because he was there. So I'm glad Elder Knight taught me those things.
Yeah, because he knew you, he has been changed for good, Elder Knight.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And with that, this is kind of a sports story, but I want to lump it in here. Are we going to see the option of different lengths of time? The length of time for women still stays at 18 months with elders at 2, but there are athletes from the BYU that are like, yeah, I'll go on a mission, going to do that for a year, and then I'll
so
come back.
there are 2 athletes that are claiming that they are going on 1-year missions, which is an interesting claim since they haven't been out in the mission field yet, and usually that's a mission president discussed topic.
Sure, but I would imagine in the case of these elders, it's going to go the other way. Oh, he will be serving 1 year because we need him name and license.
Perhaps, but I think that's the proverbial slippery slope. It's always been the case when you're out on your mission and given personal situations and factors and things can be changed. And we've heard a lot recently for good reason saying no one should be shamed for coming home differently than they had planned when they went out. They served honorably. But I think it's very interesting if these athletes get to start saying, I'm going to serve a 1-year mission, I'm going to serve a 1.5-year mission, I'm going to serve a 20-month mission. There's a recently returned athlete who served, I think, a 19-month mission so that he could be back in time for training. I just think that sets an interesting precedent. And if we are applying all things equally across all potential missionaries, that creates, frankly, an amount of work and effort and energy that I think doesn't need to be put there. If we would just say, these are your options. It's a 2-year mission. Sure. It's a 18-month, whatever. Just declare it.
Yeah, though, like to me, I think that I think a lot about this actually. When you go, if you are serving in a different country, speaking a different language, or like I went to Ohio, which felt like a different country and felt like a different language. Like I didn't feel like until about a year that I even knew what I was doing.
Exactly.
And so there's something a little bit about like that was when I finally felt like it was like, oh, this is how you talk to people. This is how you're able to do that. That there's something a little bit lost. I think it's better that people would serve for a year than not serve at all.
Absolutely.
I think that's an opportunity as well. But and maybe we'll see this on a Friday morning because that's how the church is doing their big news drops now.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm not opposed to you have a year, an 18th month, and a 2-year option. Just like
I'm not opposed at all. You actually have that
couples.
option. You have that option today as a service missionary. If
Sure.
you choose to serve a service mission, it can be a 6-month mission, a 12-month mission, an 18-month mission. I'm totally supportive of that.
Yeah.
But I think for the vast majority, if you went out to all 80,000 missionaries and said, hey, you get to choose however long you want to serve, the amount of consternation and paperwork and effort and special arrangements, it would just cause a huge amount of work that probably is not as valuable as the work in preaching the gospel.
Well, and then the other side of it to me is how many of these people, sorry about that. The other side of that I think is how many of these people are going to go out, be out for a year and have that thing like that you and I and everyone else felt like where it's like,
oh my gosh.
Oh man, I got to be here. I got to stay longer. I'm finally getting this. I feel the calling now. All of that stuff.
Right.
So
right. Well, or the other part of it is there's usually a point between 9 and 12 months when you feel like I want to go home now.
Yeah.
Right. You kind of hit that point. Either you have your first terrible companion, or you have your first illness, or you have your first serious bout of real homesickness and bordering on depression. And so,
I am sorry. We're going to pause real quick because my phone is going off. Hold on. People will they just keep calling. He's going to keep calling me. I feel like I'm in Ferris Bueller Day Off.
You can silence the phone. I know it's a business call. I understand. Business is important.
Yeah, business pays the bills, baby.
Pays the bills. And pays for
but
the advertising on the Culture Hall too, right?
I hope that we do that option though for people to serve what's best for them, right? There are plenty of people that I know that maybe would have served a mission but didn't necessarily want to proselyte or proselyte directly, right? You got your
Yeah.
shy potato farmer from Idaho who's like, yeah, I'll totally go to a cattle reserve in Florida for 2 years and work that mission. And then, there could be opportunities for proselyting as far as that goes. I just think we need to open it up to.
I agree that we want to broaden the horizons and make this as open as possible for people. However, I also think there's a big benefit to making a commitment.
Yes.
And saying, okay, the term is X and I'm going to fulfill X, and knowing full well that halfway through I may feel terrible, but if I just power through and ask the Lord to bless me, that I'll be able to make it and I'll learn something and do something and have an impact to myself or others.
Sure.
By doing that. And today in a service mission, you can say, I want to serve a 3-month service mission. Hey, can I do a service mission at Welfare Square? Can I do a service mission at wherever the case may be? I loved it. This past week, I went to the temple and was in the baptistry, and there was a gentleman with a missionary name tag helping, and I knew him and recognized him and said, hey, Elder, I didn't know you were serving a service mission. He said, actually, I came home from my assignment in this country because of a health issue. I'm serving here while I'm home, and I'm being sent back out to a different mission here in a month or two. And so it was wonderful. It was great. That flexibility exists for individuals. But if what you want is not to proselyte and serve a different kind of mission, serve a service mission.
Yeah.
That's
to
great.
Your point, I do think the commitment is important, but I think that could be, but I think there's opportunities for that all along the way. 1 year. Okay. But you're committed to the year. 18 months, but you're committed to the 18 months. And then I think where you get it kind of open on the other end is, let's say, hey, sisters, 2 years as well. If you'd like to serve 2 years as well, this is, that maybe these are the kind of places that are opened if you're 2 year, because like speaking Mandarin and serving for a year is going to be, that's a tall order unless you're already fluent or something like that.
That's
right?
a really good point. That's a really good point.
do
Now, the
some of
church
those
experimented with this in the late 70s. They cut missions to 18 months. I was called in the early 80s on an 18-month mission. The term was changed while I was on my mission, that you could choose anywhere between 18 and 24, and then it went to 24. The church did not get any additional missionaries when they changed it to 18 months.
Interesting.
And that's why they changed it back to 24, because after 5 or whatever, 8 years of trying it, it was making no difference to the number of missionaries willing to serve, and so they put it back to 24 months.
Interesting. I think they should go back to the time of 3 years, like when my grandfather served.
Exactly. Yeah. My mission president was a 3-year missionary, and he was called at 17 years old.
It would be pretty remarkable if they were like, hey, listen, we know this isn't for everyone, but if you feel like 3 years, because there are people that do it.
Oh, for sure. But the problem would be that we then create that social pressure again.
Sure.
Right? There's a social pressure of, you have to have your papers in by the time you graduate high school or you're not cool.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah. No, we don't. We don't want that.
Not at all.
Any other mission things that we should talk about as far as that goes? Just because we're going to move on to another.
No, I don't think so. And you did a good job of kind of skirting by the sports side of that angle, but that's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, they're sporty. Sport. It seems to be, and you make note of this, we are really excited about our new garments. Still, it is almost in every news that I get, hey, they're really excited. We love our skimpier, garments, all these things. It's a big deal, I guess. I haven't got them yet.
I haven't either. Susan has ordered some. Friends have ordered them. We've talked about it previously.
She's ordered them. No delivery date yet.
No delivery date yet. No.
Okay.
No. And we talked about it before. I think this has been a huge failure of planning and supply chain on the church's part. But hey, if you want all the publicity that we're getting for people standing outside for 3 hours in the rain waiting for garments, then that's great.
Yeah. Russ down in Texas, Russ Wild, and he and his wife Chow, they will co-host. and we are planning to do an episode because he actually has them, and he says, and I quote, "game changer."
Really?
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
excited to get
I'm
a
going to be
firsthand
exciting to hear about it. Yeah.
perspective from the male side of that. So
Yeah.
new
Well,
garments.
Russ,
always,
he may have guns where I don't have quite the guns to show with those,
he does not.
new abbreviated shoulders.
Uh,
He does not. Did
he
you
does
say
not,
that?
is what I said. Yeah, he does not. I mean, not
Maybe
that
maybe he's been working on a personal project this year, Richie.
okay, that could be. I think that we mentioned this in a previous news, but the Saturday evening session of General Conference is now gone for good, and good riddance.
Really? Is it gone for good, do you think?
Yes.
I
Why
think
would
it's
we?
gone.
Why would we bring it back?
Well, the church has changed sessions a ton of times, it turns out, over the last 100 years. So it started out as a 3-day, 6-session thing. And then under President Kimball, which I was not aware that in my lifetime it changed to the 5-session format, which
Okay.
in 1977. And then it changed again when they went to taking the women's session that used to happen a month beforehand and making it alternate. They would alternate it fall and spring with priesthood session and women's session.
Sure.
And then they went to the generic 5th session, and now they've removed the 5th session. That tells me they could do anything they want in the future.
Well, sure. Okay. So barring they could do whatever they want. I think that like maybe we'll do I could see a case to be made like at the fall 27 General Conference that Saturday evening is the temple dedication.
Absolutely. I
Like
could
I
see
could
that.
see a case
that
for
would,
something
that would
like
be kind
that
of
to
cool.
be made, right?
I also think there's enough people that feel not just the nostalgia, but the blessings of the old priesthood session
Mhm.
and young and women's session that could be a thing that comes back. I think if you're
Yeah.
trying to support the family and you're trying to support people understanding their ordinances and obligations and duties, and prepare for their future, I think it's not such a bad thing. Plus,
What
ice cream afterwards was wonderful, and
Yeah, what I'm going
we
to
all
push
need that
for-
excuse.
Yeah, I want to push for in my stake. And I don't think we'll do it, but reaching out to the old stake president and being like, "Hey, let's just broadcast one of the sessions and do a potluck for the whole stake."
It's a great
Right?
idea.
The Saturday
Fabulous.
morning, we're doing a breakfast brunch
Breakfast
potluck.
potluck. Yes.
Come on out. We'll have it playing. This is it's not a play around time, but it's a time for you to be able to do
No.
it and then visit with people in the stake. Don't feel like you have to come. The social pressure is not there, but if
You
you'd
have the
like to
sound
come and be
system
with the
set
other
up
saints.
so you can hear it wherever you are in the building, and you
Yep.
can be sitting and enjoying, being near other people and enjoying some good food and company. That'd be great.
Yes.
I love it. That's
Yeah,
a great.
I-
We would do that for our YSA ward, but we would host it in our home or in the home of another member of the ward.
Right. Same kind of thing
so
on a
same
broader
thing.
scale.
Yeah,
Broader
I love
scale.
it. I love it.
All right. So there's that story. Where else would you like to go? You can have your
a
lot.
couple of
Have your
of
pick.
simple stories here. One, I thought it was great that we heard positive confirmation that the Stake Center in Grand Blanc Mission is going to be rebuilt.
Mhm.
I never doubted that was the fact, but it was great that they were able to put out that news specifically and saying we're rebuilding the same
And
building.
rebuilding right on the same place, right? They're
Same
starting to
place,
take
same
the stuff
property.
down
Yep.
and rebuilding it. It'll be interesting to note if they'll do a tribute.
Yeah, I hope there's
somewhere
some
on
kind of a
property.
memorial on the property. That would be a nice thing to do.
Yeah. Will it be
Now, if
a
it was
special-
President Nelson, they may have said, we're going to take down the Stake Center and build a temple in the
Yeah.
same spot, right?
It will be interesting to note if they'll make a bigger deal of that rededication. I almost think they have to, right? The stories of the survivors and also those that we lost, being able to be there. I would imagine, winter in Michigan, real miserable, but I think they've probably started to, tear down those walls and will start getting the foundation of the building there.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would think they
so.
would want to get that rebuilt as soon as possible, not only for, those saints that have to now travel to a different building who have been attending, but also to have that healing to go, we are stronger, we are rebuilt, we are
It
moving
kind of puts a
forward into the
cap
future.
on the whole circumstance, right?
Yeah.
It puts the closed parentheses, as you would.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I hope
okay.
so.
I
Speaking of
appreciate that.
buildings,
And you said Grand Blanc or Grand Blanc,
Grand Blanc.
isn't it Grand Blanc?
I'm sure it is, but I am required to say it in my French pronunciation when I see a French word. So.
Where did you want to go
So,
next?
I thought, how about the Logan Institute building? I was not aware that the Logan Institute building was under construction. They're building a new building, and it will be open, or it has opened just recently, just this weekend, in fact. And they had a big party, and in fact, they included a YSA dance on Friday night,
Yeah, they did.
which was invite only. But anyways, I thought what was curious about this is they publicized that this is going to serve about 10,000 students.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, why don't I look up and see what the student body of Utah State University is? Not that they're 100% members of the church, but
No.
I'm sure it's a majority. The student body is over 30,000.
Yeah.
And it's only going to serve 10,000. The other thing the church has been focused on, this serves everyone. You don't have to just be a member to be served by the Institute building. So
Sure.
why 10K, I wonder?
Well, so you probably look at it. This is what I like to do. I like to say, why 10K? And then I like to drill down a little bit. So I think one part of it is you have to think about the non-traditional students that likely aren't involved in Institute, either because they've gone back after a certain amount of years, or they're doing concurrent with their job or whatever. So that's probably 6,000, right? So now it's only 10,000 of 24,000. And then you take non-members attending at Utah State. So that probably takes another 6,000 to 8,000. So then you're only really looking at 10,000 of 16,000. And I think that that's just people who didn't want to be involved in it or aren't involved in Institute. I had several people that, I would go to church with on Sunday, and I'd be like, "Hey, are you an Institute?" And they go, "No, I'm not doing that."
Yeah, of course not. And I get that, 100% of that. But why not say we're here to serve the entire student body?
Because they're not.
They're there to serve the entire student body.
Yes.
Whether that student body desires to be served or
Well,
decides to be served is a different thing.
You are doing
But
the
you're
thing
there
that
to serve everyone.
you are doing the thing that my wife hates that I do. So why
What's
would
that?
they say? Why would you say? Yeah, I think they're there to serve the entire student body. They just happen to have, in rough numbers, 10,000. But I'll tell you what, these institutes. So when I was in college, I went to what was then Dixie State College
Yeah.
Institute dedication.
That
Elder
was
Holland.
renamed in a total renamed for a totally false news reason. But yep.
When then it was Utah Polytechnic and whatever. But Elder Holland did the dedication of that building.
Yeah.
It was huge. Like the entire part of southern Utah came out.
That's
to the
awesome.
dedication of that institute. And they're big,
Yeah.
gorgeous buildings. Dixie, the one in Cedar City, at least
I'm
as far as I
sure.
know, is not that big. It's just a simple
Ah,
chapel kind of
okay.
across the street. But University of Utah is massive. BYU is the literal entire campus. And now Utah
True.
State, you have that. I'm not sure what the condition with Weber State is, but there are enough people that they just build these absolutely gorgeous buildings. And it's more of like at the universities here in Utah, these are student unions almost.
That's what they're all designed to be. So at North Carolina State University, they bought a beautiful home that's a 150-year-old home,
Wow.
and it is now the Institute building, and it's open all day long for anyone that wants to come in. And there's foosball tables and a pool table, and there's food and snacks available for anyone that wants to come in. And a similar thing at the University of North Carolina on the corner of campus. Originally they bought a country club
Well,
that was there, and that was the church building for many years. And then when they built the actual stake center, they made that building the Institute building. So it's the old country club building, but it's now the Institute building. And same thing, you can drop in at any time. People are there almost at all hours. And it's meant to be a place you can go hang out and study and do whatever you'd like to do, as well as attend classes.
cool. Yeah,
I think there is a rich history in the Logan Institute, particularly if I recall correctly. Weren't there some, I would say, intellectual luminaries that were instrumental in pushing the Brethren towards removing the ban on the priesthood, that kind of emanated from the faculty of the Logan Institute, if I recall my history correctly. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think when you interviewed Matthew Harris, with his book talks about that and the individuals that were involved as well.
So go back and listen to that interview, and then also pick up that book. A great gift for the holiday season.
Oh, perfect book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's do a little sports news. What is this? A sports show? Let's go quickly through this because no one cares about Sam Levitt, really. Sam
We
Levitt.
do. We
Okay.
do. We care about Sam. I think it's
mean-
even better. This isn't about BYU. This is about Sam Levitt, a member of the church who has been the quarterback at Arizona State and has made it clear that he's now shopping around to look for other universities. They had a very tough season after a wonderful season last year. And I am personally hoping that he comes to the University of North Carolina because we need a good quarterback in the worst way.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, Sam Levitt's not a household LDS name. Maybe we can make it a household.
If you're a football fan of any kind, you know who Sam Levitt is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
So yeah.
UNC, we think. Would that be playing?
What's
with
interesting
for,
is he would not be going to BYU because they are so quarterback rich right now because they have a freshman who's lighting it up and likely going to stay for a couple of more years, and then they have one of the gentlemen you referred to earlier, Lyons, who is saying he's going on a 1-year mission, which means if he's gone for a year and comes back, it's likely that Bear Bachmeier is still going to be the quarterback at BYU, and they'll have to fight for who gets quarterback rights there. So we'll
which
see
only
how
makes
that turns
everyone
out.
better.
Yes, absolutely.
But Bear Catholic, which we learned in a recent articles of news, and if
That's
you're
right.
a sports fan, I mean, does that play into maybe where he would, like, is he going to play maybe a season or two, and then someone from Notre Dame
Transfer to
says,
Notre Dame
You know, that's not
could happen.
impossible.
It could happen. Yeah, anything can happen in today's college football ranks.
Boy, how mad would we as a collective fan base be?
Oh
if
my
the
gosh.
Freshmen, sophomores at BYU, Ryder Lyons comes back for his freshman year.
Well, and for those of us that know, if you're a true blue BYU fan, you still hold it against Notre Dame that they never returned the favor when they committed to an away and home series with BYU.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I would love to go to that game. Have you ever been to a game at Notre Dame?
I have not. I
Yeah.
would love to go to a game in
Do you
Notre
want to
Dame.
do you want to be friends and do that sometime?
Yes, absolutely.
I've got a friend who can get us tickets.
I have a friend that can get tickets too. I have yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So here's the deal, though. If we go, this is the thing that my wife will often talk about too. We have to do it in the most ridiculous way.
Oh,
So, like, they party on Thursday before the game. So we have to be on campus, and then you do the march from the one part
do
to
the whole
the other.
thing.
Like,
Okay.
if we're doing it,
We're going to do it
we
their
have to
way.
do the whole thing. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, we'll do it.
Sounds
That's
good.
sports.
There's one
wait.
more sport
Yes.
topic, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. So again, this week, University of Cincinnati, by the way, third oldest operating collegiate stadium. There were again not only anti-BYU chants but anti-Mormon chants using terrible language. F the Mormons.
Fudge the Mormons.
And so at Texas Tech, they did a smart thing. They got out in front of it. And I think a day before the game, they released a statement. And then the day of the game, the basketball coach went out on the field before the game and said, hey, we're good sportsmen here. BYU is a great team. Let's treat them with some respect. Let's not do any of this stuff. And from what I heard, I think the experience was good. They didn't have any major problems at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But here we go at Cincinnati. And there are people out there with these ridiculous cheers, not thinking about the fact that, number one, there are plenty of students at the University of Cincinnati that are members of the church.
Sure.
And number two, there may even, I don't know if in Cincinnati's case, if there's a member of the team that's a member of the church, but in many other universities there are.
Probably. The two things to me about it is, one, F the Mormons. Let's come up with a little bit more clever one. All right.
Use
You can
some
be just as
intelligence.
offensive, but can
Yeah.
we please something new?
You get style points for
yes.
creativity. Yeah.
Yes. And then second, can you imagine ever if we were playing Gonzaga and everyone at the Marriott Center is like, F the Catholics, done.
Yep.
That would be done. We don't want BYU to compete in collegiate sports if they're going to do something like that.
They would. I mean,
hypocrisy for that
things
is
would be.
ridiculous.
We would likely be banned.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
Yes.
just banned.
Yep.
So
But-
yes.
But that's not how it is. Roll over and
That's
take
not
it.
how it is.
Roll over and take
Yep.
it, everyone.
Now, on the other hand, I love the fact I was reading social media, and a lot of BYU fans were like, "Hey, we're used to this. We don't care anymore. Just
Yeah.
keep it up. I mean, fine, whatever. Say what you're going to say."
The people that are calling for us to not do donations
Oh my gosh.
to hold in store
to take
our
the
donations.
27,000 pounds of food back from the donation they
Yeah.
made to the University of Cincinnati pantry.
Yeah, or charge
Yeah.
them for it or something like that because they did it. I don't know. People are petty.
They are.
I know you love talking about it. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives continues to make the news.
Listen,
I've seen all the episodes now.
do we
season
have
3.
to talk about this?
Will there be a season 4? Yes,
There will be. Yes.
It's a hugely
The franchise is, I can't believe they haven't come up with any spin-offs yet. They have to.
There is a crossover potentially in the making. Remember, we talked about it only briefly. The like runner-up Bachelorette, Latia, has been seen with Layla and Miranda from
Miranda,
Secret Lives. So there's some thought that she may be joining Mom Talk, joining the crew. I liked Latia, so maybe that could bring some class to the organization. Because, after all, Mom Talk was all about empowerment and about fighting the patriarchy and about building an organization where women, every time I swear I hear that, and I'm just like, maybe it was, but you have not done a single part of this, not one time, so help me. So that's interesting to see.
If you're trying to move that cause forward, failure so far.
Yes. So we'll see. Maybe there's going to be an opening for one and something else.
Oh, you think they're going to kick someone out?
Yeah, maybe, or someone will leave. I don't think we're going to see Demi. Demi's being sued now for libel against one of the people that she spoke about, the guy from Vanderpump Rules, Marciano.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
oh, that's right.
That's
the controversy over whether something happened or didn't happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if any of them could just take 2 seconds and go, is this healthy for me to be a part of? And then could choose. And that's what's so scary to me about online influencing and all those things is it's like you get sort of caught in this trap and your livelihood depends on you being a part of it.
The problem is they ask themselves that question, and then 5 seconds later or less, they ask themselves the question, well, how is that going to affect my income?
Yes.
And they never go back to the original question.
Right. It's like it's why in my professional life I allowed myself to be in a horrible situation for way too long because I didn't know what I was going to do if I left.
Yeah.
So
and look at you now. Look at the success you've had.
Look at this.
You're the perfect model of why you make those kind of decisions.
Am I the perfect model?
And we all knew it was the Richie show anyway.
Yeah. And I'm not even, and I wasn't even talking about that one. But that's 100%. I mean, that was a little easier, and I learned from that a little quicker than my thing before. But
good.
Let's talk about this. I have reached out to the folks at BYU TV to try and be able to speak with some people about this. But a new documentary about the church welfare organization. I welcome this so much.
It's fantastic. So it's a 3-part documentary, and it's all about the church welfare system. And they talk about, number 1, the farms themselves. Then number 2 is kind of the production and supply chain, how they turn it into actual goods. And then you'll have to remind me what the number 3 was. I think that was about the time that Susan came in with the news that I shared with you earlier.
Oh, yeah. We're not allowed to talk about. But maybe we could talk about at a live show.
At a live show, yes, especially if Susan's there.
Yeah. The third part, so it's welfare farms, welfare processing and distribution, and the third is the ag reserves.
Yes.
Here's what I like about this, is I think that there are a lot of people that look at the millions upon millions price tag, the fact that the church is like the 8th largest landowner in the United States.
Right.
That resonates.
Largest landowner in Florida.
Yeah. In many states, Missouri, Utah, lots of these places, but over for the entire United States, I think we're the 8th or 9th largest landowner. I think that anytime that we can say, hey, yes, we own a lot in the Pacific Northwest, and here are soybeans.
Here's what we're doing.
Soybeans. We're growing these for this. We sell these for this. This allows these farmers to have their lifestyle, but we're paying them or leasing them the ground. Whatever the thing is, I just think like any sort of light in some of those corners that has not had any light on them before, I go, yeah, let's talk about it. And sure, there's another side to everything. And of course, once it's being produced by BYU TV, it is certainly going to have the angle of like, this is how the church is. But I welcome just knowing, wait, we do what, where, or how? Cool.
Yeah, I think what's really cool is the first episode is talking about how the church grows things for our welfare program. And then the second episode talks about how we package those up and distribute those globally to help people in need. And when we have a surplus that we can't use, we then donate that surplus to organizations around the world. And then just as much as the first two, the third one is about how we run the agriculture business of the church. If we're not growing for our own welfare system, if we're not donating to others, we have for-profit farms, and they're there to actually, as an investment vehicle of the church, to be able to create employment, to be able to create economic goodness, to be able to create growth that we then bolster the Lord's kingdom and build the Lord's kingdom with that. And if that's building the Lord's bank account to prepare for future days, that's great too. So we're not hiding it, we're not shying away from it. It's here's how we use those holdings. I think it's great.
As far as other news that you feel like we need to mention, I have no idea how long we recorded because we had to hit pause because I had to take a work call.
I think
had
we've
all
got
of this
another
stuff.
10 or 15 left.
Do
I
we?
think. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We took that long. I'm sorry. Jeez,
I
what
think
a jerk
so.
I am. What a jerk I am then. I'm sorry.
No, I think we have to talk about Tim Ballard.
Okay. Okay.
So news came out that Salt Lake County is declining to file charges against Tim Ballard. However, there are files claimed in, I think, 9 or 10 other jurisdictions, and there are 7 civil lawsuits that are pending against him. But what I found really interesting is he has decided to use a term, the deep church is against him.
Like the deep state.
Like the deep state. And he is claiming that there are a set of secret individuals in the background that didn't like him and wanted to ruin him. And so they have forced what he has acknowledged already as an excommunication or removal of his membership status. And that the church continues to libel him in public to remove him from any threat of becoming a senator from Utah.
Well, yeah, because he was one of the candidates when the race that Senator Curtis is now. This
That's
senator
right.
in the state of Utah. That it was like a election week and blah blah blah, right? That he was going to try and make a go of it, and then this came out, and what the church said at that point was just, there's a guy, Tim Ballard. He's been saying that he's a relative of M. Russell Ballard. And that's not the case.
He is not
trying to take advantage of the name likeness to affiliate him with the church. And we just want to let everyone know that that's not the case.
That's right. And then all of these allegations came out from multiple women. I think it's 7 or 8 different women claiming bad behavior on his part and various offenses, and now evidence that's been made available. And so all of this will go through the court system, and either he'll be found guilty or innocent, as the case may be. But seems like there's a lot of smoke here, so there's likely a fire.
Yeah, no criminal charges, though, only civil.
All civil charges, yeah.
That are moving forward. If you, and we can find a link for this and share it in the show notes, there is a video, if you have not seen it yet, if you want to see someone's life unravel before your eyes, it is Tim Ballard talking about, do you ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia? And how the one guy, and he's got the strings and he's trying to, and then this goes over here and these people are here. Like, that is what that video is like. It is mind like splitting. Just what is happening right now?
And he produced this video himself?
I think so, or probably paid to have it produced, right?
Yeah.
But talking about this deep church, here's the thing that is most frightening about it to me. There are people that believe him.
Yes, there are. Yeah.
Yeah, you go, Tim. You're right. They do want people as sex slaves. Do they? Is that what we
talk
want?
about someone who found a way to reach the pinnacle of what he was trying to do? I mean, the cause that he was championing is a worthy cause.
Yes.
Stopping sex trafficking and people trafficking around the world, terribly worthy cause. He was accomplishing great things.
Yes, millions of dollars raised.
Millions raised, and I don't know how many people saved, but I'm sure lots of benefit to people at large. But just goes to show you that when you gain some power, it tends to corrupt. And some of us make bad decisions, and this tore his whole kingdom down.
Have you learned that by sad experience?
I've heard that it's by sad experience we have learned these things.
You've heard that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it and I met him.
I've never met him.
Yeah, I met him, and here's the deal. And I don't ever want to be this, but I also feel like this is kind of like, you know how they say like the spirit can witness or something like that.
Sure.
You know,
The
when you
power of
meet someone,
discernment.
yeah,
Yes,
and you
yes.
go, yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Feels
sure.
a little funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Couldn't identify it.
absolutely. Yeah.
You know, not denigrating character or anything like that, but where I just, you know, and I've had this a couple times, and I've been right 3 for 3, where I've met people and I go,
Yeah.
not something. There's
I'm
something.
with you. I'm with you 100%.
So,
I had the first experience of that when I was a priest as a
okay.
young man. And we had someone that was called to be one of our advisors. And the first thing he did is take the priest quorum on an activity. And he rented a private plane and flew us to Palm Springs for dinner and flew us back in the same night.
Okay.
And right off the bat, I thought, there's something wrong here. Well, of course, years later, he's tried for embezzlement and all kinds of other things. Anyways, I think the Lord does provide those kind of feelings, whether we take action on them or not. Sometimes it's just to show us that He is able to tell us those things along the way.
This is interesting. This is not actually in the news that I gave you. I found it, and well, I'm telling you about
You're
this.
holding out on me again.
I know. Listen, will you
Man.
find the story about the 2 missionaries hit in
Oh,
Argentina
yes, I
or
saw that
Brazil?
in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fascinating, and I think that you'll see this more in the coming days. Wade S. Christofferson,
Mm-hmm.
brother of high-ranking Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints apostle D. Todd Christofferson, arrested last Friday. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. It was arrested November 20th on suspicion of child sexual abuse. He's not formally been charged as of the 21st of November. He was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail, and there are at least 7 alleged victims that have been identified across Illinois, Ohio, and Utah, with the alleged abuse occurring in the 1980s and 1990s.
That's right. So that's a key point here. This is for abuse that occurred back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, but and I would say to that,
Yep.
during and after the alleged crimes, Christofferson held various LDS church positions, including bishopric counselor and ward clerk.
Mhm.
It's significant to note bishopric counselor because that works directly with the youth. He was
Yep.
reportedly excommunicated at one point between 1995 and the early 2000s, but then was later assigned to other leadership positions. I'm going to take a bold take here, and I know that some people won't agree with this. But I feel like if you are excommunicated for sexual, let me think about the way it's like-
Misconduct.
yeah, sexual misconduct. And by that, I wouldn't mean like me and my girlfriend at 20,
Yeah.
we really got hot and heavy,
Consensual adult
and I had already
things.
been right.
Yeah.
Like that's not what I'm talking about.
Mm-mm.
But like any sort of misconduct,
Particularly with youth.
yeah, yes. But I would take it even further. I would take it to say, you know, because if I was sexually abusing a spouse or had you know,
Yes.
some sort of something
any
like
any
that,
kind of non-consensual sexual misconduct. Yes,
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that's a good.
Yeah. then sorry, yes, the Lord can change hearts, and He will, but you don't get to go to church Sunday mornings and have meetings. You don't get to have the leadership positions again. You may be forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
God gets to pick that. That's great. You should
Yep.
not be given the opportunity to serve in leadership positions. Case closed.
Yep.
Oh, but he's really sorry. Yeah, he's not done it again. Okay. To me, there are few hard and fast things like that with me, especially with the condition that I've been where I was excommunicated and am back, for anyone that may be new, by the way.
Fully
but I
back
did-
and better than ever before.
And 2.0. But I just think that you can't, we can't do it. We can't allow that to happen.
No, I agree with you. I'm completely in accord with your suggestion.
So,
Yeah, pretty terrible.
all right, tell us about those missionaries. I think that's
So-
maybe where we end it.
This was a report on social media. It has not yet been reported by a credible third-party news source, so we're not sure of all the details.
Okay.
But there was an incident that took place in Curitiba, Brazil. 2 young missionaries, according to this report, reportedly affiliated with the LDS Church. Well, in the picture, they have name tags. They
Sure.
were standing on the sidewalk when a vehicle jumped the curb and struck both of them.
Oh, geez.
According to a social media post, the driver fled the scene. It was a hit and run. But it seems that it was confirmed that neither one was seriously injured. The pictures that I saw were some scrapes, bumps, and bruises, a little blood on a shirt. But these missionaries are incredibly lucky if the news that we're getting is correct, and were not harmed in a serious way.
Yeah, the thing that makes me nervous about this is that it isn't reported, like you said, in any.
Mm-hmm.
There's
And
a
the church
new.
has made no comment yet to this point.
Yeah, there's a new Moroni channel that feels like it's just a bot that takes news and creates, all
Is
these
that what
things
it
in
is? It keeps coming up in my social media,
Yeah.
and I was trying to figure out who is driving this
Yeah,
channel.
I think it's an AI driven channel.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully this is not even a true story.
Yeah.
But if it is, I'm grateful to know that they're doing okay. They're recovering. It wasn't fatal.
Yeah. At least the reports
Yeah.
are that way.
Yeah. All right. I'll wrap that up. What do you think about that? That was okay.
I just picked up a few more details.
Okay.
According to the press in Brazil, the incident occurred on Saturday.
Okay. So there
and they
is a
report-
press that's talking about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They reported a specific neighborhood where it took place, and they've identified both of the elders, 20 years old. They don't publish their names here.
Okay.
But they say a white vehicle jumped the curb, struck both missionaries while they were walking on the sidewalk, and surveillance camera footage has confirmed this. The driver and the passenger in the vehicle fled the scene. And despite the violent impact, the missionaries reportedly only sustained minor injuries.
Good. And then I guess I should say you can read the brief written First Presidency Christmas devotional. A great thing to be able to do. The broadcast, the pre-recorded broadcast that heretofore will always be pre-recorded, isn't made available until the first Sunday in December.
That's right.
Watch
December
that with your
6th, I
ward,
believe.
Your
Right.
family.
It'll be released at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight or Mountain Standard Time, which is what time Eastern Time, Richie?
That is 8.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
I did not realize that Richie was time zone challenged.
It's
but,
just
but he's
it's
working on it.
Arizona and Hawaii
working on
that
it.
screws me up.
Well, yeah, no. And don't get involved with the Maritimes in Canada. They're 30 minutes ahead.
I don't even know what a maritime is.
The far eastern provinces.
I know what America is. Did they ever think about that? America time.
That's right.
Hope
Let's be like China. Let's all get on one time zone for the whole country.
Yes. Let us never say let us be like China ever again. It's fine. Everything's fine. There will be a temple ticker later this week. We're going to talk about the United Arab Emirates temple. There's some progress there. Plus, we have jumped the shark. So don't miss
And
out.
I'm going to
on
look up
temple
that
ticker
reference now to figure out, was it just water skiing, or was I could have sworn it was a
water
motorcycle over a pool, but I'm going to look it up.
Do you want to make a side bet on it? You buy my Sunday at Leatherby's if I'm right?
You got it.
Done. And we'll get more details to you guys as far as that goes. Those will fill up. It will go fast. It's going to be an evening time so people can come. And it's ice cream and Mormon people. So just know that you got to get
done
in.
deal.
And it's limited because limited and sold out sounds a lot cooler than please come to our thing. And then also because there's only that many headsets. So
I love how you've gone from zero confidence people would show up at Chuckarama to we are sold out. And
it's going to sell out, baby.
I love it.
I'm
totally confident
not
it will.
100% sure. Musical guest. I'm going to try and get a musical
nice.
guest.
Ooh, beautiful.
we
And
will be
won't
celebrating.
it won't be me singing I Am a Child of God.
No, that's not a
Okay.
musical guest. That is torture by.
Hey.
I've heard you sing. Sorry, pal. We'll do a duet. Yeah. So
I'll
get in
go
that.
where
That'll
you
be a
want me.
celebration of the 1000th episode, which will have happened by the time that we do that.
I'll build you a rainbow.
Oh, I've
So
got to find
high.
it. I've got to find it. But me and brother Kyle for a work thing
Yeah.
I'll build you a rainbow.
Oh, that is. You need to find that. I want to
don't
hear
know if
that
it
so much.
exists. I don't know if it exists still, but if I can find it,
Oh. Well, I
I'll
will
do
never
it.
make fun of that again. I can't.
yeah. Hope that this episode has nourished and strengthened your body.
And if you weren't healthy enough to listen this week, you'll be healthy enough to listen next week.
And that when the time comes, you'll be able to travel home in safety In the meantime, here we
Go
go.
Tar Heels.
Oh, you got the Go Tar Heels. Okay. Debbie Wanless, chocolate.
Tiger with
Oh,
chocolate.
go ahead.
Tiger with a U.
Chocolate Cake Bites podcast, Alpine Lakes Travel, and then I got to make
And-
sure that I get their website right
Yes.
because I never get it right.
Yep.
LatterdayDstudio.com. We'll be saving a seat for you.
On the back row
Of
of
the Cultural Hall.
Save me a seat, it's sure to be neat on the back row. We really gotta go on the Culture Hall show.